There are many formations with multi-zone oil and gas reservoirs that are vertically drilled and stimulated using hydraulic fracturing to optimally recover these hydrocarbons. In this example, we show a well targeting 3 sandstone layers, although this number may vary in different oil and gas plays. Once the drill rig and other infrastructure is in place, a drill bit mounted on the end of a drill pipe begins drilling the well. The well is initially drilled to a designated distance below the deepest freshwater source near the surface. The pipe and bit are then removed and surface casing is inserted into the hole. The casing is then secured into place by pumping cement through the casing and through the shoe at the bottom of the hole. The cement barrier and steel casings prevents any contamination of the freshwater zones. Once the casing cement has set, drilling of the next section of the hole continues by drilling through the wiper plug, shoe and cement at the bottom of the well bore and on towards the lower target zones. Throughout the drilling, a mixture called mud is pumped down into the well through the drill pipe. This serves to keep the drill bit cool. It not only carries the cuttings to the surface, but it provides hydrostatic pressure, preventing any formation fluids from entering the well bore. As drilling approaches the depth of the first target zone, a technician called a mud logger analyzes the cuttings by lab testing, identifying the downhole rock makeup and any presence of hydrocarbons. As the well is being drilled, he provides real-time information to the company geologist and rig personnel. Once the bottom of the intermediate section is reached, the drill pipe and bit are again removed from the well bore. Another intermediate casing is inserted into the hole and is connected to the surface casing. The intermediate casing is also cemented to secure the hole. The drill pipe and drill bit are again lowered back into the hole, and then it drills through the wiper plug, shoe and cement. Once the total depth is reached, the drill pipe and the bit are removed from the well bore one last time. Next, the logging tool is lowered to the bottom of the well on a wire line. As the tool is pulled back up the entire length of the well, data is gathered to create an electric log. Once the well has been logged and deemed to be a commercial well, then production casing is then inserted in the same way as with the surface and intermediate casings, and the production casing is also cemented into the hole. Back on the surface, the drilling rig is no longer needed. A temporary wellhead is installed and the location is prepared for the service crews who will get the well ready for production. The first of these steps is to perforate or perf the casing. A perforating gun is lowered by wireline to the lowest of the 3 target zones. An electrical current is sent down the wireline to the perf gun, setting off an explosive charge which shoots holes through the steel casing, cement and out a short distance into the target formation. The perf gun is then pulled out of the hole and the next step is to hydraulically fracture or frack the zone. Here, sand or other proppants are pumped into the well bore under extremely high pressure. When the mixture reaches the target zone, the pressure forces it out through the perforated holes in the casing and out into the sandstone formation, causing it to fracture. This creates a highway connecting the reservoir to the well and allows the released oil to flow into the well bore. Next, a bridge plug is placed inside the production casing, isolating this frac zone. The hydraulic fracturing process is then repeated for the upper zones 2 and 1. Now that the frac process is complete, the plugs are drilled out and the production tubing is lowered into the wellbore to reach each of the productive zones. Hydrocarbons can now flow simultaneously from each of the zones into the well. The next step is to install a permanent wellhead and other necessary surface equipment to take the pressure of the well. Sometimes a nodding donkey or rod pump is used or an ESP pump to help bring the oil to the surface, especially for low pressure wells. And that is how a well is created. Then the fun begins.